What's up, everyone? It's your boy, TJ Anthony, and I'm joined with...
Amaya.
You're tuned into Gen Z POV. Y'all, we have someone special here with us. It is the beauty therapist, Jessica Harris.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
We are glad to have you. We love having a licensed therapist here. Let me tell you, she really is the beauty therapist because... when we spoke on the phone about you coming on the show, she made sure to ask, now, will there be cameras, TJ? I said, there sure will be. You better come makeup ready.
I just want to be ready. I want to be
together.
together.
You came ready. You came dripped out, hair done, makeup done, ready. We ready.
We ready. And before we get started, you didn't tell me you was a fellow Aggie alumna.
Yes,
Okay.
I am a fellow. I'm an Aggie.
Yes.
You know what we got to do? We got to do the chant.
Yes.
Okay, can I get
Wait.
Oh.
What's the chant, y'all? I need to join it. I love my HBCUs.
A-G-G-I-E.
What?
Okay.
Give me that.
Okay.
Hey.
Give me
that.
Y'all, it is a whole party in here already, and we are right now in the morning time, too. We getting it ready, y'all.
Yes.
We ready to go. So now, Miss Jessica,
Yes.
what all does it take to be a beauty therapist?
Ooh, it's been a long journey, but I actually started off at A&T. Actually went to study engineering. Complete shift. Took my first sociology class. I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. And my mom was pissed, but she got over it. Overall, of course, went on to grad school, got my master's in clinical mental health, and met my husband there. So that's how I ended up in Georgia.
Okay.
And been moving and grooving ever since.
Yes, we
so
love
I've been in it. In it.
Awesome.
So as far as with the beauty therapist, I actually started off doing makeup in grad school, and I was just going through a lot. So as therapists, we go through our own therapy and have our own healing so we can support our clients, because I can't take you deeper than what I've gone myself. So the main thing is I was going through my own stuff, and beauty and YouTube was out there. So I started like playing around in different things, and I really, when I came here, I began to, my husband actually encouraged me into that, and it became a thing, and we blended the things together.
See, you mentioned something so important. You can, as a therapist, you can only take yourself through what the client has gone through. It's just, it helps you relate to things. And that was something I actually wanted to touch on. What is something people should look for in therapists to make sure that's the right one?
Oh, yes. So, and here's the thing, just like a doctor doesn't have cancer to necessarily treat you, I work with eating disorders. I never had an eating disorder myself, but when you have a passion and you have a heart and you can connect with that client in a way where I've been to some degree there. So for a lot of my clients, eating disorder clients, body image, women deal with body image. I can relate to that. So in that sense of finding the right therapist, we have specialties, whether it's something you deal with childhood trauma or got a sexologist coming. So if trying to get your sex together, those specialties are significant. If you dealing with postpartum, you want to go to a prenatal or maternal therapist. There's certain things there, so I would start there.
See, personally, I love going to therapy, but once I started finally taking my mental health journey seriously and started to actually try to find a therapist, I noticed that when I met my first therapist, I knew instantly that was not even the right one for me, Miss Jessica.
You got to shop around.
Hey, and see, that's the thing. When I met my second therapist, I knew that was the one right there. I was like, that is the one.
And ask questions. You can interview us. Just set up a consultation. It's free.
Exactly.
Ask questions. How long? Go ahead.
How do you think a client knows that's the therapist for them?
It's a vibe. Not only the specialty, because, I've been through a few therapists myself, and I'm like, you ain't it. Even as a therapist.
Absolutely.
But, and also I'm a little picky. But, which I think you should. Overall, it is a vibe. It's, can we connect? And along with, do they really have what I'm needing? And can they speak to that?
Yeah.
I think my thing with therapy is I want to get into it. I like how Tyler said, he found that right one. But my thing is, it's expensive. So what are some ways that people can be able to experience going to a therapist and get that help that they need without losing so much money out their pocket.
Absolutely. So, of course, we all know insurance, right?
Yeah.
But there's also so many other resources out there. There's actually, and I'm so sorry I can't think of the name right now. We probably could put it in the show notes.
Okay.
But I want to say it's free. Black therapy, and you can actually go on there and apply, so you can actually get therapy and match with a therapist for free.
Wow.
So you can still take care of your mental health.
Wow. And then mental health is something that is now being highlighted, especially amongst the Generation Z. People now more than ever are talking about the cruciality of mental health. Why do you think most people are finally understanding the importance of it now as opposed to in the past?
Because people try to pray it away.
You just read me.
Girl.
She just read me.
Miss Jessica?
Been there, done that.
Say that again, Miss Jessica.
They tried to pray it away.
Oh,
Been there, done that.
Wow.
In my own self, in my own life. And then just, there's been so many things swept under the rug. There's been so many things that's like, no, I got it, or I'm strong enough, and being the strong woman or being the strong man, whatever that is, and you doing it wrong. You don't get it right, and then you live your life in this trauma and misery and trying to mask it, and that's not healthy. And we've realized that doesn't work anymore.
Now, why is praying it away not something that can entirely fix the issue?
Because you're not really dealing with the issue.
And I feel like a lot of people, oftentimes they're embarrassed. I feel like some people feel like they just have to be going through so much. But no, I feel like everybody needs therapy.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody needs therapy. And I be praying in the way. You really read me. Because I'd be like, I'm going to just go to the Lord, talk to him. But we really have to find the deeper root to what the issue is.
And there's nothing wrong with praying. I mean, by all means, like, my husband's a minister. But the thing about it is, when you... I believe God's put counselors on this earth for a reason, but just the fact of praying is a tool to really help you be in the present moment and really connect with your thoughts. It goes back to metacognition.
Absolutely.
Metacognition is thinking about the way you think. And you can actually take it to your higher power, of course, but taking that time to actually unlearn things that you need to unlearn, change your behaviors. Prayer does not do that.
And see, that is something else. I feel like when I go through something, I tell myself I'm going to give myself a good 7 days, 3 days, and I'm going to really work through those emotions and work through that pain. And after that, it's time to get back to business. We hitting the ground running. Is that healthy?
I think that's healthy. Like, you have to sit in that uncomfortability of that emotion a bit. And if you try to ignore that, it's just going to come out in ugly ways. I even tell my clients, especially my kids, I'm like, it's almost like a zombie, and y'all know, like, there's so many zombie things out there where it's if you try to bury those emotions, they're gonna come out in ugly ways, and they can come in after you.
Thank you.
For real.
A lot of people, I like to talk things out. I like to I like to repeat things because once I'm done talking out, I'm good. So I feel like people would make me feel like you talk about stuff too much, you just need to get over it. But I feel like that's a good thing. Is it good?
It is a good thing.
See, here's the thing. In college, I took this communications class, right? And my professor told me that when we talk about things and actually vent, about our problems, then we end up having those emotions again and have to go through that same pain.
Yes.
So is that healthy?
So that's where, when it comes with trauma, you can feel like when you're sharing the story, you're reliving it. So that is a thing. However, with therapy, when you're talking it through, you're able to really dive deep and uncover those things so you can change the narrative where you felt hopeless, where you felt powerless, where you felt like you had no way out or another way of thinking, and even how you perceive yourself. When you're able to actually do that, you're able to shift your mind.
Wow.
So basically, venting is say you're not my therapist, I'm just talking to you. Basically, you're just listening to me. You're not really helping me get into what is going on. But going to therapy, they're actually trying to figure out, why are you like this? Why are you doing this?
Because, I mean, honestly, people, they're like, I could just go to my friends. I go to my parents.
Therapist.
And then sometimes they be in it with you,
Exactly. And see, that's the problem right there. We need friends that will hold us accountable. We don't need yes men in our lives anymore. We don't. And see, that's something else I want to get into. Codependent friendships and relationships. Miss Jessica, I feel like for some people, that may be healthy. 2 codependent people together, one codependent person amongst one independent person. That definitely cannot be healthy. So can 2 codependent people be together?
So codependency is, how do I explain it? It is honestly based out of childhood and neglect and punishment, being ignored. So
Wow.
codependency isn't
Wow.
necessarily a healthy thing. You want to be dependent, and the word that you're looking for is interdependent. Interdependence is where you can come together and you all are supporting each other, and it's a two-way thing, not a lopsided friendship, relationship, whatever the case may be. So it's more so interdependence is what you're looking for. That's healthy.
Okay, because see, I had this friend that I just recently had to end things with, right?
Really?
This friend was
What?
every 5 seconds calling me, Tyler, I need help with this. TJ, I need help with this. TJ, help me with.
You set
I'm
no
like,
boundaries, Tyler. What?
I
You didn't
tried
have
to.
the
You know,
boundaries?
with some people, they don't know what boundaries are. They don't. You say boundaries, they say, what is that?
What is
Yeah,
I've never
you
heard. I
gotta-
don't know what that
yeah.
means.
Yeah.
How do you set healthy boundaries?
Honestly, here's the thing. People, they set boundaries and you probably don't realize it. It's you keeping them.
Wow.
It's you keeping them. And there's consequences. So if your mama up here, doing whatever, and you like, mama, like, that's not helpful for me. Okay, I'm still going to cuss you out. Okay, if you're going to cuss me out, I'm going to have to get off the phone. I'm going to tell you now. Like, I mean, I know I'm talking about your mama. But the thing is, people, they set the boundaries and then they don't keep them, so people are going to keep crossing that line. So you have to set them, you have to keep them, and then there's, depending on the relationship, there's consequences to that. Like, I'm not going to, like, stay in this abusive whatever. I'm going to have to cut this off and separate myself.
Exactly. Now, with the boundaries thing, what if they get an attitude? Just cut them off.
Yeah.
They just gonna get back. They have to do. You can't control somebody else's own emotions, and that's honestly even goes back to codependency. A lot of times with codependency, I'm gonna keep doing this because I don't want them to be upset. That's codependency.
Yes.
So
That's not
you
healthy.
can. Yes, that's not healthy.
No.
You have to. They're gonna be upset, and you have to let them deal with their own emotions, however they see fit.
And it's giving me, I know a lot of people that when you set boundaries, it's like they try to manipulate you into thinking you're wrong and stuff. And with that, in manipulation, you don't even realize you're being manipulated. So can you please tell me, like, how you could spot a manipulator?
Honestly, a lot of the buzzword is going around is gaslighting. So they make you really feel like you are thinking away or you shouldn't feel a certain way. And they're not validating your feelings. Here's the thing. When it comes to that is a friend or someone that cares and loves you should be able to validate your feelings, even if they don't see it the same way. It doesn't matter if they don't feel that. Of course they're not. It's the matter of, okay, I respect the way you feel and let me validate and, like, what do I need to do to make that shift so we can be on the same page?
Exactly. And I feel like if somebody really valued a friendship, they would be willing to take those steps. So I just feel like if it does go to, I don't want to talk to you, or I don't like, I just don't like how you're
It's not
coming at me.
worth it.
It's not worth it. You're not my friend. You don't value
Not
me.
at all.
And I'm going to get to stepping. So
Now here's the thing. My co-host Mya, Miss Jessica, we've all dealt with some narcissists in our lives.
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like that's something everyone has dealt with.
Yes.
But how do we spot a narcissist? Because they can be so charming, right? They can be the best dressed in the room, but it's just so hard to spot them because they're just so charismatic and they seem like they're there for you.
So I'm gonna switch it on you a little bit.
Oh Lord.
It's
Okay. What we getting into now?
Because a lot of people, they're like, how do I spot? And then honestly, not even just with narcissists, for really anybody that's toxic or just unhealthy. And some things are just unhealthy things, not actually like toxic or narcissistic
behaviors.
But it's the thing is you knowing yourself and you knowing what you're gonna put up with, what you're not gonna put up with. A lot of people, they're like, well, how do I spot it? But what are you doing for yourself? What have you healed in yourself? Because there's a part of you that's like trying to think of the word that will connect to that. So if someone is narcissistic and they show power and they show something that charisma that you're attracted to, what is that in you that's attracted to those behaviors and those thoughts and those that personality trait?
So you mean to tell me, so basically what you're saying is the reason we're attracted to certain people is because we have that in our, what? So if I'm attracted to somebody, oh my gosh, okay, that's confusing. Can you give me an example of that?
So, okay, say you grew up, didn't have security.
Okay.
And there's someone that you're like, okay, there's a part of you like, okay, if I'm with this person, then they would give me that. I mean, whether it's emotionally, financial, I mean, whatever. and you go to that, but then they use that as a way of power and control.
Yep, over you.
Yes.
So now, here's the thing. I feel like we've all also loved this warm, cozy coat called the Cloak of Victimhood, where we're just like, no, you did that. You did that to me. It's your fault. Sometimes we have to point the finger back at ourselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But how can you help tell a person, sometimes it's you, friend. Sometimes it's you.
Yeah. I think it's you pointing out those things of, okay, but what made you want to actually, you know what? Let me back up. What is your emotional need? What emotional need are you trying to get met? And I mean, we as people, we all have them. And whether we're trying to manipulate and get them or we actually asking for them. And at the end of the day, when you are reaching or being thirsty.
You being thirsty. Y'all stop being thirsty. No thirstiness.
Right. It's the matter of, I'm so sorry. I forgot your question. I was on the roll and then.
No, I was just saying,
I'm sorry.
How can we tell a person that loves wearing the cloak of victimhood? We all love that cloak, that warm, cozy coat, that warm, cozy cloak that keeps us warm at night. That you are not the victim. You are what caused it.
You're the problem.
You are the problem.
Okay, I got what I was going to say.
Okay,
so when it comes to that, when it comes to yourself, you really take a good look at yourself, and that's why I say go to therapy first off. When it comes to you telling a friend, you actually being able to support them through that in the sense of, okay, but what are the things that you have done to get yourself in this situation in the sense of going back to that emotional need. Okay, is there something that you're actually trying to fulfill outside of yourself? And I would go to that. And that's something that people can't run away from.
Exactly.
They can't run away from that.
It's reminding me of people, like, I see on social media all the time with my generation, oh, I really want a relationship, I want this. So I feel like people stay in certain stuff because they want that so bad. That's what you're saying? Like,
they're trying to find it outside of themselves. Absolutely.
Yes. So how do you fix that within yourself so you won't be looking for outside sources to fulfill you?
You gotta heal. You gotta heal. You gotta know yourself. And here's the thing. And I love working with young adults, adulting. Like, no one tells you how to adult. Like, no one taught me. And the thing is, taking your time and allowing yourself to mature and grow and know yourself. Because I think this generation. I remember I saw this meme one time. It was like, I don't want to be out here in my 30s trying to figure it out. And someone behind it was like, who gonna tell her, y'all? Like,
exactly. We all need time to figure it out. Come on now.
But it takes time and it takes growth and it takes wisdom and learning from people. I mean, I encourage even every young person really to have a mentor. I mean, of course, therapy, but have a mentor as someone that you can learn from and glean from versus going through all this crap by yourself.
What are some resources, some websites that people can go to where there's like a hotline or something?
So there's always, of course, the crisis hotline, but there's suicide hotlines, and I could again give you this all for the show notes. But there's a lot of resources out there. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Now, what's interesting is that according to the CDC, unmet mental health care needs have increased from 9.2% all the way to 11.7%, you all. Increases were the largest amongst young adults aged 18 to 29 years old and those with less than a high school education. Why is that going? What is going on?
I think it's a matter of there's so much stuff where we're exposed to now, where before we didn't have that reach. So it was like hearsay or whatever, but now you have everything at your fingertips. So there's a lot more exposure, a lot more things, and there's a lot more pressure.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean in high school, I remember do I have friends and make good grades? Now you all have, like, you going viral and you're going to be embarrassing yourself and all these other things out there where there's so much pressure of putting on that mask and looking perfect and being perfect and being accepted, all these different things out there.
Now, especially this day and age, everyone is trying to be perfect. With social media, they want to put out a perfect image. They want to be perfect this, Mr. Perfect that, Miss Perfect that. We all just need to take a deep breath and just grow. You know?
People now today that it's unfortunate, and I think, or I know the authenticity. Even though people they say authenticity, not everyone is. It's especially there's a lack of vulnerability. I will say one great resource is Brene Brown. I absolutely love her. She talks about shame. She talks about vulnerability and the fact of how to really connect with other people and have that empathy and that support.
Is she related to everyone's auntie Tabitha Brown? We all love Tabitha Brown.
She is not. She's not, but she's really good. She's a researcher. But yeah,
going back to the social media thing. What would, because we're not going to stop using social media.
Oh, of course.
It's like an outlet for everybody to get the news. So I find myself and I find other people, we're trying to take a break, but we need it because we need to meet that, like, you know, that happy medium trying to figure out what's going on. So what would you suggest so you won't get caught up in that mental aspect of it? Because it is a lot. It really is a lot.
Honestly, for me, I keep a healthy and I want to say very positive social media in the sense of if there's something where I'll say I'll follow a lot of therapists, but just body positivity, things that reinforce my own values versus what I guess those unrealistic expectations of the world. So whether it's body positivity, whether it's healthy eating, whether it's people that's just speaking positive things where you can really connect to and uplift you versus, okay, I'm going to just put my social media is full of junk and bad news.
See, so I need to cleanse my social media. That's what I need to do.
That's one thing I started doing in high school, and I noticed a complete difference. I follow more quote pages, inspirational quote pages, people that I look up to, and friends that I actually keep in my life.
Absolutely.
And my mental health has skyrocketed since then. Now, Miss Jessica, a friend of mine has actually been trying to book a therapist with his insurance, and he's calling every therapist, right, that's on his insurance, and they're saying they are all booked up for a long time. Do we need more people in the field? How do we fix this so there are more therapists available to people?
So, honestly, I think that there's quite a lot of therapists out there. I'm just wondering, here's the thing, it's when it comes to insurance, it's tricky, and it may be insurance because if depending on your insurance, you may have to actually go self-pay. But here's the thing, and with self-pay, because I'm going to be honest with you all, I am self-pay, but you can be reimbursed through your insurance. Wow. And a lot of people don't know that. They're like, okay, if I don't have insurance or I have insurance, but this person don't take it, this therapist doesn't take it, I can't have it, but you can be reimbursed, but you do have to pay it on the front end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So, but there's a lot of therapists out there. I really hope your friend find it. But I have there's therapist directories out there. So I don't know if he's been on theirs, whether it's therapy for Black girls, therapy for Black men.
Wow.
There's Psychology Today, but I would definitely go for therapy for Black girls and Black men.
So are you booked? Because I'm trying to come to you. Are you booked?
I am not booked.
Yeah,
not on the way.
Okay, let's go.
I have a few slides.
Okay,
girl.
well, make sure you put me in there. And what services do you offer for the people so we can know?
Let me break it down for y'all.
Yes, break it down, Miss Jessica.
And here's the thing. So of course I do individual therapy. I do couples counseling as well. I love premarital. But the main thing is my specialty is beauty therapy, as you all know. And what I do with beauty therapy is we take a deep dive, and it's pretty much a 3-hour session, but we can be broken up into 2 sessions. But it's a deep dive into your relationship with yourself, your body, with food, and we get to really explore how you think about yourself, and it's all centered around psychodynamic therapy as well as narrative therapy, and changing that toxic narrative.
What is psychodynamic therapy again?
Psychodynamic therapy is where actually we go back into your childhood experiences for you to understand how you think and how you feel about yourself, and what are those experiences that has shaped you.
And I also love that those therapy sessions are 3 hours, because I'll be with my therapist and it'll be just be an hour session and it'll go by like it's 5 minutes, and I'll be like, well, dang, I didn't know it was going to be that fast.
Wait. So how much are these therapy sessions? Like the 3-hour one?
Mine is $350.
Okay, well, I'm interested. That's a good deal.
That's good.
But here's the thing. So that one is they're both, was it, it is, so it's 3 hours altogether, but it's where you have the therapy part, then you have the beauty part where either I teach you how to do your makeup or I do your makeup for you so you can have a full beauty therapy experience.
This is the real deal beauty therapist, Miss Jessica Harris.
Jack of all trades, okay?
Thank you so much for joining us. We thoroughly enjoyed you, y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Tyler, we gotta do the Aggie Pride chant one more time.
Okay. Wait, y'all. Wait, you have to teach me how to do it so I can join in.
Y'all. So we're going 1, 2, 3. So it's like this, Tyler.
Okay.
AGGIE.
Okay,
What?
okay.
PRIDE. What?
Okay.
Give me that.
Give me that.
Okay, so y'all ready?
Okay, come on.
Here we go. So on a count of 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
AGGIE.
AGGIE.
Okay.
What? PRIDE.
Okay,
What?
come on.
Give me that.
What? Give me that. Give me that. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Jessica Harris. We loved having you here. This is Gen Z POV, your boy TJ Anthony.
And Amaya.
And Jessica, thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in. Join us for the next episode. We love you all. Bye.
Love y'all.